Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and whatever else is watching. My name is Nick, and we are playing Dragon Quest Builders 2, a game that's bigger and, in most ways, better than its predecessor. In the last episode, we went down with a monster's ship, and now Nick awakens on a sandy shore. It seems he has washed up on a desert island, along with the wreckage of the skeleton ship. He decides to take a look around to see what he can see. This is what I find brilliant about this opening. It does leave you to move in a direction where you wish, but there are a number of things that catch your eye. For example, you can collect wood, or you can collect even kelp. But if you turn the camera, there is something special. We see a treasure chest, and as we know from a previous, it contains treasure. But it also draws us near to a trigger to progress the story. If we went the other way, we actually went into the deep water, and that would have been death. And another way would have been high up a cliff that we cannot go over just yet. Suddenly, Nick hears a voice. There's nothing here. The whole place is deserted. Where is this place anyway? How did I even get here? The voice seems to be coming from the other side of the rocky outcrop. Nick might be able to dig through the sand to get to the other side. And even though the treasure is only kelp, unfortunately we can't do anything with the treasure chest itself. However, as the quest marker leads us here, we can break seaside sand and continue on. The land of infinite opportunity. And such a beautiful song starts playing. It's so serene and so peaceful. Even though we are washed up on a foreign shore that we don't know anything about, we don't even know if we can survive here. But there's this strange fella over here. The sky is such a strange color. Have I died and gone to heaven? Or hell, more likely. Huh, what's that noise? Hey, Spiky, who the heck are you? Well, that's the same thing I wanted to ask you, though. Who are you? Finally, a live one. Say, you wouldn't happen to know how we wound up here, would you? Well, I had washed up ashore after crashing a ship. You were on a ship that sank, and then you woke up on this beach. So how come you didn't cark it too? What's your story? Your name's Nick, and you're an apprentice builder? Huh? Never heard of one of them before. Congratulations, I guess. Anyway, my name's Malroth. Oh boy. With a name like that... Why do I have a feeling this is going to bite me in my rear end by the end of the story? Hey, you want to see something really gruesome? Follow me. What's the matter? You're not squeamish, are you? Come on, you won't be disappointed. No, I won't. Although seeing something gruesome is not something I would consider something interesting. Wait, now that's what I call dead in the water. Bet you never seen anything like this before. No, I haven't. Seems like you and me are the only survivors from the shipwreck. Well, I am, but I don't think you are. I've never seen you on a ship though. What's that? You don't remember seeing me on board? But if I wasn't on your ship, then how did I... Maybe you survived some other ship? What the?
Huh.
Hey, that girl isn't dead after all. She sounds like she's in a pretty bad way. Though, we should do the right thing and put her out of her misery. Oops, almost said the wrong thing. Ugh. Gasp. Where am I? How did I get here? Eep! You're pirates, aren't you? Filthy freebooting brigands who shall take me captive and demand a ransom for my safe return. Ah! Where did she go? There she goes. She's got a mouth on her, hasn't she? There's only one way to make sure she shuts up for good. Mind if I do the harness? You know, let's have her calm down a little bit. And check up on these guys. Maybe one of them is still alive as well. There's no response. It's just a corpse. And it just disappears. A wave breaks on the shore and washes the body out to sea. Oof. That's harsh. Oh, there's even a little slime. Is this the slime from the hold or the slime from the deck? There's no response. It's just a corpse. I thought when monsters died, they go up in a puff of smoke. A wave breaks on the shore and washes the body out to sea. Ah. There's no response. It's just a corpse. A wave breaks on the shore and washes the body out to sea. Oof. Harsh. Well, I don't see any other survivors. Or any other bodies, so let's talk to her, shall we? Oh. And this thing from the ship actually survived. Great. Hey girl. How are you doing? Get away from me, you villains! If you're going to take me captive, at least tell me where we are and how I got here. Well, you probably got here just as I did. You were shipwrecked. Well, we're on an island with nothing but sand and rocks. And a few corpses to keep us company. You must have washed up here with Nick when your ship sank. Just a moment. Do I know you? Yes, I remember. You're the builder from the ship. The one who ran around grinning while those horrid monsters barked orders at you. Well, guilty as charged. I know you were in cahoots with them. So, that means this is all your fault. Well, what are you going to do about it? Jeez. You know, if I were actually in cahoots with those monsters, I could throw you in a break somewhere. Okay? Wouldn't you be a little bit fearful about that little fact? You're going to make things we need to survive while we wait for a rescue party? Yeah, and that as well. Oh, well, alright. Even a rank amateur like yourself should be able to use that worn out workbench outside to make the most basic essentials. Okay, she ran out in screaming towards this place, but she still had time to notice the worn out workbench. Well, good eye, I would say. But rank amateur, I know I'm an apprentice, but I'm still more than you, I think. I'm Lulu, by the way. Now, what will we need to hold out until help arrives? Let me see. Lulu's demands. Oh boy, and it is not for nothing that it's called Lulu's demands. We'll need shelter from the elements while we wait to be rescued. I'd rather not die of exposure before then. Good call, but I figured that one is out as well. The walls must be at least 2 blocks high and we'll need a door for getting in and out. Why not use this old shack? It's rather worse for wear, but I'm sure you can fix the place up. That was my first thought as well. You can salvage some of the decking from the wreckage to patch up any holes. Just use those gloves of yours to pick it up. You won't have to worry about splinters that way. Seriously. We have no idea how long it'll take for a search party to locate us, so we'll need to find enough sustenance to tide us over until we're rescued. Yeah, that will be your job. As when I go fix up the walls, you can go out and search for some food, okay? Everyone does their part. There's bound to be a scallywinkle or two on the seashore. They're edible as long as you give them a good grilling on a bonfire first. Okay, I will make the bonfire as well. But you can go search for the scallywinkle, okay? You'll need some wood to build a fire. Luckily for us, there are plenty of pieces of driftwood and broken barrels from the shipwreck lying about. You may as well put them to use. Build some beds. Okay, now I can't be expected to put my head down for the night on these lumpy old rocks. I need a proper bed if I'm to get my beauty sleep. How about just proper sleep? And skip the beauty part for now. It's about surviving, not about luxury. Okay? I don't imagine you're capable of building 4 posters. So we shall have to make do with 3 piles of straw bedding. Place them in the room when you're done. She's so demanding. Hey, don't start telling us what to do. Bossy Boots, who made you the leader here, anyway? Oh, pipe down, you Neanderthal. You don't even have the common decency to wear a proper shirt. Don't think you're impressing anyone with those oh so mighty muscles. Say that again and I'll show you how mighty these muscles are. Doesn't he have a shirt? Oh yeah, he doesn't wear a shirt. Well, the vest may be considered a shirt or something. Right? I always thought he wore a shirt. Guess not. Oh, Builder, you'll do these little favors for me, won't you? You save me from this savagery. How about survival and then the luxury? And you'll be doing your part as well, okay? Because otherwise it'd be no. Pardon? I couldn't hear you for the waves crashing on the shore. I'll ask again. Fine. That's wonderful. I knew you'd do exactly as I asked. Seriously, it's just about my own survival as well. But don't forget to pick up some scallywinkles off the shore, shall we? You consider these little tasks as training exercises, if you like. Then when you become a fully fledged builder, you'll have me to thank for it. When I become a fully fledged builder, I have myself to thank for it. Okay? Training exercises? Who does this girl think she is? Remember what I said before about putting her out of her misery? Well, how about we put her out of our misery instead? Tempting, Malroth, but let's hold off on that one. Okay, first up, we need to build up the shelter. That girl really gives me the hump. First she won't stop whinging, whining. Nee? Whinging? Whinging? I don't know. Then the moment she wants something done, she's barking out orders like we're her servants. Don't let her boss you around, okay? You're a builder at the end of the day, not her lackey. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know she's stranded here too. But that doesn't mean you have to help her. Don't be such a soppy sad case. She's a castaway at the end of the day, same as us. You've got to look out for number one, that's my motto. Yeah, but in the end, looking out for the group can help you survive a little bit better if everyone in the group participates though. By the way, there's something I've been meaning to ask. You know you said you were a builder. Is that something like... Is that like something to do with a duck's nose? What? Well, whatever this builder business is all about, I'll help you, but only so I don't have to hang around with her. Have you decided which of her errands you'll do first? Yeah, about shoring up the walls. If it was up to me, I'd mend those walls while we're here. Just stuff some planks in the holes and hey presto, we've built ourselves a brand new room, right? To be honest, I blanked out the rest of her request. Speak to her again if you need a reminder. Yeah, that icon above her head will allow you another very verbose explanation of the 3 missions we have on the right side of our screen. There we have a continuous reminder of what we need to do. And like Malroth said, let's just put some blocks in holes with some satisfying thing. Oh, such a satisfying thing. Actually, this is another identical tutorial as the putting the crates, but also putting the barrels down in the correct place. Nick, you repaired my room. Your room? How about our room? This is a shelter for everyone, you know? Now I have somewhere to hide in safety should monsters attack. Not bad for a base apprentice. Just so you know, a room must have a door and walls at least 2 blocks high. That's the first rule of rooms. Anyway, I'm ever so happy to have a proper place to stay, and you two are very welcome to stop by anytime you like. Well, we completed the first mission. Well, she seems pretty satisfied with the new room. Right, next up is dinner. She wanted us to cook some some of those scallywinkle things on a bonfire. Didn't she? Is that something you can do? I know, if I know how to make a bonfire, which I just learned.
Yay!
Okay, how to make a bonfire. It's for cooking food. What's the deal with that book? Huh? You just invented bonfires? And now you can build one if you have enough materials? All you need to do is put together some wood and oil on that worn out workbench. Well, if it's all you need, I can give you some. I wrung this out of the slime that got in my way earlier. Here. Was that the slime that was just washed out to the sea? That was lying on top, upside down? Better yet, don't answer that. All you need now is wood. That girl said you can get some from the driftwood. And broken barrels on the beach. Whatever that means. Anyway, you better get that bonfire built. No use starving her. It'll only put her in an even worse mood than she's already in. Yeah, Lulu is not the easiest. But just as you just saw, this is considered a room. And if I press the minus button, or in my case, because I have an 8-bit DOE, the select button, it creates a room. This is a difference from Dragon Quest Builders 1. There, a room needed a door, walls connecting 2 blocks high, and a light source. That would create an empty room. However, in Dragon Quest Builders 2, the light source isn't even necessary. Just have a door and a wall 2 blocks high. And later on, we will see even a room that breaks with those rules. But that's for later. Okay, build. I don't have enough. Well, I don't have enough wood. Nice thing about Malroth. When you are collecting stuff, he will go to the same kind of things around here and also collect them for you. So he will help out with collecting. That's such a great feature that he built in. He isn't just following you through the entire game and just be there as a kind of a party member, but even for building, he will assist us with kind of doing things and grabbing things. Okay, for a bonfire I need at least 3 wood, which I have plenty, and 3 oil. That's different from a torch. I can make a bonfire. Let's place it in here. Ooh, what's that you've made? It's hot as a heck, and it spits and crackles. It must be a bonfire. But are you sure you know what you're doing with that? You know you're not supposed to play with fire, right? Sure. Yeah, we'll deal with that one. I'll talk about that one later. Now I need to find some scallywinkles. You can also find these in, well, out here. But I think we need to run a little bit further along. The kelp also functions. Hey Nick, I want to ask you something. I keep hearing about making and materials and builders, But what does any of that actually mean? You smash things you find here and there to get materials, which you use to make new stuff. That's what being a builder is all about. Ah, okay. I think I'm starting to get a clearer picture of what it is you guys do. How come I don't know already? Look, they might be a 10 a penny where you come from, but I'm telling you, I never met a builder before. Well, not that I remember anyway. When I get my memory back, I'll tell you all about my blissful, builder-free childhood. Maybe you were surrounded by builders. In the meantime, if you need a helping hand smashing stuff to get materials, then I'm your man. I'll destroy pretty much everything I touch. You know those scallywinkles Lulu was asking for? There might be some knocking about nearby. Let's keep our eyes peeled and bag them all for ourselves. Yep. Okay, well, here we have one. This is something you have to look forward to. Huh? What's that funny looking? Oops, a little bit too early. It wouldn't be one of those Kellywinkles that girl was jabbering on about, by any chance? Well, it smells pretty fishy to me. If we ate one of them raw, we'd be chucking up chunks till the break of dawn. And that's something I'd rather avoid. Yeah. You can't eat them raw, unlike the kelp that you can eat raw. The scallywinkles you can't. There are more scallywinkles here, and I'm actually trying to see if I can find the other thing. Yes, I can. If you look closely at this sand over here, you see sand that bubbles. If you hit that sand, you will find a scallywinkle underneath it. Everywhere there is bubbling sand, that is also a place with a scallywinkle. So you can get them there as well. They are not all, well, out and about, that we have to go hunting for them. There are a few more over here. It's good to have some additional, because in the morning we also want to eat some. If we need a little bit more oil, well, that's what slimes are for. And unlike in Dragon Quest 1, regular slimes no longer drop blue goo, they drop oil, orange oil. Well, it's called oil here, but that's because they actually merged some materials and made it easier. For example, wood. We no longer needed lumber to get some additional wood. We could do with what was strewn about. That's because they made it so much easier. And you would think, okay, that means we have lesser materials to work with. We have lesser blocks to work with, because you don't have the palm lumber, the plumberry lumber and all that kind of stuff. No, those things are still in the game, but it's not so convoluted anymore. They streamlined the building process a little bit, and because of that I want to add additional bonfires. And as you just saw, this is something that also is a quality of life improvement over Dragon Quest Builders 2 or Dragon Quest Builders 1. I can make multiple without actually making the max. Although this is still the maximum number and all that, but yeah, we'll get to that later. For now, let's talk a little bit about food. We already knew kelp. If I go into the menu, which I don't do by doing that, I need to press up on the D-pad and then show description. Kelp. Slippery, slimy seaweed that's naturally nutritious. It restores fullness by 5%. This is something I can eat. Scallywinkle I cannot. Although both of them are used for food. However, if I were to place some kelp and cook it, and that's also a difference, I can no longer cook something by selecting it from a menu. Initially this was something I found really weird, because apparently a bonfire, well, the bonfire itself wasn't actually used for cooking, but there is a timer for preparing meals and you can only do it one at a time. And you might think this is really cumbersome, because in the previous game I could just say, give me 100 mushrooms on a stick, and I would have 100 mushrooms on a stick within a snap of a finger. Now I actually have to go put one by one kelp on the, or an ingredient on a bonfire, and I have to wait a while, and I only have one dish ready. And okay, now that I have a lot more kelp, let's wait until this one is finished. If I now take a look, with raw kelp I would restore 5% hunger and 5 HP if I had lost some HP. However, with crispy kelp, a prepared meal, it restores 15% hunger and restores 10 HP points if I lost some. Preparing a meal is always preferable, is always better than just eating the raw ingredients. There is no situation in this game that you cannot make a bonfire or go home or go back to your base to prepare a meal when you run out or when you need food. Always make a meal. Never eat the raw ingredients themselves. Just don't. This will relieve you of a lot of problems, and yes, it takes time to make a single dish, but that's also where the improvement of this game comes in, which I will talk about later in a later episode. Now we have to make a scallywinkle, and as you can see, scallywinkles are ingredients that we cannot eat raw, but we can turn into a dish. Careful, Nick, the scallywinkle just fell in the fire. Yeah, let it burn. And that must be how you cook it. So you builders can make food too. Hey? Still, it'll be a little while till that scallywinkle's completely cooked. Let's go and look for some materials while we wait. Yeah, it's gonna take a while. If we can not place any blocks on there, but perhaps oil. We can place that, but we cannot cook it. If you want to know what materials you can cook, look at the pot icon. Those materials can be placed on a bonfire for cooking, and you will end up with the recipe. So let's cook some more. Oh yeah, the only thing that it is a question mark is because I haven't collected this. Otherwise, you would see what kind of dish you're actually making from it. Only unknown dishes will be marked with a question mark. Sniff sniff, that aroma! Is that the smell of succulently seared scallywinkle? I must have it. No, this one is for me first. What? Look here, builder, stop playing games and hand over the scallywinkle. Fine. Nom nom nom. Ah, the scent of the seaside combines perfectly with the gravelly crunch of the sand grains. Simply irresistible. But you don't have to limit your culinary repertoire to scallywinkles, you know? If you see anything else that looks vaguely edible, try cooking it on a bonfire. I find a cooked meal much more fulfilling than raw fare, and it makes me feel healthier too. Just remember that cookery is all about experimentation. Oh, how rude of me. I just realized I never asked your names. No, you didn't. Neek and Malroth, you say? I know you're a builder, Neek, but what do you do, Malroth? Well, I don't know what I do. I woke up on this island, but I can't remember anything before that. My memory is completely blank. Well, well. An apprentice builder and his amnesiac friend? What an unexpected partnership. We're not partners if you think. A guy like me would be teaming up with a puny little runt. Like him, you must be dreaming. Yeah, and speaking of dreams, I'm starting to feel a little drowsy. It's been a long, stressful day. And that seared scallywinkle has filled me up nicely. Just one? Must be pretty big shelves, scallywinkles. So Neek, how's progress going with the straw bedding I asked you to make? I'm really rather ready to hit the hay. And only now I learn how to make straw bedding. Basic bedding made from dried weeds, plonked on in a pile, can be slept on. That's a little bit of a faulty description. Here we go, he's got his book out again. What have you invented this time? Is that so? You reckon you can make straw bedding out of dry grass? Yeah, and the description said dry weeds. It's actually grass. Well, I think I saw something dry and grassy along the shore to the west. Could that be what you're looking for? Yeah, sure. But first up, let's make another. But yeah, this is why I don't like Lulu much. She's really bossy and she is really selfish. She pretty much claims everything you do for herself. And everything I get for myself. Or for herself. And that's why I really don't like her. So, yeah. You know what? Let's leave those baking, as we are going to look for some dry grass. But yeah, it's so unfortunate how they made Lulu, the first impression of Lulu. She can have her moments, and that for sure. But the first impression she leaves behind, so bossy, so clingy, so... how do I say it? Demanding and selfish. And that for someone that is completely unknown to the characters in this game. Yeah, that is just so sad. I really wish they... oh, when hunger strikes. Yeah, when the hunger meter drops below 10% or reaches 10%, you will see also that the number turns red. And that's also a good time to start eating. You can drop it to 0, but... Malroth, do you want something? Nah, not hungry. Okay. Have it your way. Ooh. I think we have sufficient dry grass at this moment. Oh yeah, you can run at normal speed. However, if I press the R button, we start anime running, which I really hate how it looks. Yes, it's faster, and like The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Skyward Sword and Tears of the Kingdom, running also consumes stamina. But yeah, we needed tree bedding. This is now a little bit of better, that's why I picked up more grass than I needed. In Dragon Quest Builders 1, you actually had two settings for building. One was that you would build something one at a time. You had to go through the animation and everything multiple times if you wanted to have a certain number of items of the same that you want to have built. Or you could say, I want to make the maximum number that I can make with the materials that I have. And most often you would have way too many. Way more than you would actually need. Luckily here, you can choose exactly the amount of well, in this case bedding that you want to make. Yes. Yes. Oh, you come to still look outside what we did? No, not there. You go lie over there. That's one place. And let's put two others over here. This is wonderful, Nick. You made a bed for me. And a couple of for yourselves too. Seriously? Taking a nap during the day will help to recharge our energies. And after the sun goes down, we'll be able to while away the dark and dangerous night in Dreamland. Sigh, I wonder what Mama and Papa would say if they knew I was rubbing shoulders with a builder on a desert island, no less. When the children of Hargon attacked my home town of Rippleport, my parents were caught up in the fighting. Those maniacal monsters murdered them in cold blood. So I stowed away on that accursed ship, hoping to avenge their death. But I was caught before I had the chance to do anything. We all know what happened next. Oh, Papa, Mama, I may be marooned on a desert island with these two lumbering lummoxes, but I shall survive. I pray that you watch over me. Yeah. Okay, I look at her through the door. But I shall survive. I pray that you watch over me in these trying times. Anyway, thank you both for ever so much for sorting our sleeping arrangements. It's been a long, hard day. I suggest we all get some well-earned rest. Okay. You know what? Of course, we also need to finish up. Let's see, you've repaired the room, sorted out our sleeping arrangement, made me supper. I do believe that's everything. I must say, it's a real relief to have a builder around, and judging by the quality of your work, one would never imagine you were still learning the ropes. I know we're stranded here, but in a weird way, I'm actually looking forward to it. I shall give you even more work to do, so that you might blossom as a builder. Wait, what? You are going to do some work yourself as well, lady. I'm not here to serve your every whims and needs, you know? The castaway life might be a little less luxurious than I'm accustomed to, but even so, I think this could be a fun little adventure. How about you do also do some work? And as for you, Malroth, this could be the perfect opportunity to absorb a little culture, and maybe even some manners. Jeez. Now then, Neek, I want you to go at first light every morning and forage 30 scallywinkles and 50 strips of kelp. It must all be cooked by lunchtime, or I shall be cross. How about you do that yourself? That is something you can do for yourself, lady. Seriously, and you know, Malroth, why don't you put her out of our misery? But that is also the completion of Lulu's demands. I told you, it was Lulu's demands. And I also want to, let's pick this one up and put this one here. The people sleeping over here, they actually get to have a warm bed. Because, yeah, I knew Lulu would be picking that one up. Picking that bed. Oh, man. And this is also, if you're wondering how Lulu is picking the beds. First, she goes to the left corner here. If there is a bed in here, she will pick that one. If not, she will walk this wall until she comes across a bed. Then she will go to this corner, and after that she will walk this way. And thus around the room until she comes across the first bed. That is how she picks the bed. That's how her AI picks a bed. At least I've never seen her do anything else. If you have, please tell me. Because I am really curious about that one. And with that being said, I also think I'm gonna end the episode at this point. I thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope to see you next time. To see what Malroth wants from us. All in all, I thank you all. Oh, wrong button. I wanted to do this. And goodbye.